That's a familiar sound. How's it going, you guys? I'm going to kick off the conspiracies in a little bit. Why don't you sit tight? If you're watching this after the fact, I'll have a little link down in the description below. Go ahead and click on that. It'll get you right to the starting point. It'll be a little time code. Just tap-a-roo on that thing. You'll be all set, baby. What's going on, guys? Yeah, we're going to get started in a second. I started up just a little bit early. Make sure everything's working right, because it's been almost 2 months since we've done one of these things. So, and I almost bailed on you again, I'll be honest. I had bigger things to do. But I love you guys enough that I decided that it can wait. We'll see if it's obvious how unprepared I am in just a few minutes here. Bull Gear is in Virginia today. Mets RC is in the house. Exploded RC. Matthew Shiver. Wow, this is... My old man eyes cannot read these comments. I have my screen way too small. Alright, that's better. Concept RC. What kind of speeds are you getting these days, Concept? I haven't been able to watch you and your son's videos in about 2 weeks. Ooh, somebody's trying to chase. Bill Ray wants to chase 45 on the SMT-10. That's dangerous. Oh, Bull Gear, you're not far, man. Richmond's about an hour and a half from here. All right, let's go ahead and get this thing started. It's 9:32. Everybody's got things to do, better things to do than sit and listen while they watch this cool little graphic about all the cool stuff that's been coming out while we haven't been talking. I swear it's a conspiracy. They knew I was on break, and so they just dropped everything. That's something to talk about. All right, let's do this thing.
Shady silhouetted images and industry teasers are finding their way into our homes and invading our minds. Their calculated information is delivered to feed our addiction for radio-controlled frequencies.
That's not scary.
It's an RC conspiracy. But we are on your side, cracking the RC code.
Cracking that
Because
code.
the truth is out there.
Yeah, it is. Somewhere.
Welcome to the RC Conspiracies podcast. Get your decoder rings ready.
Oh, shoot.
And
Mine's
put
still in
on
my
those
cereal
tinfoil
box.
hats, because your fearless leader is here. Please welcome
3,
your host,
2,
the leader
1.
of RC Conspiracies, Tony CC. Tony CC. Welcome to the RC Conspiracies podcast.
That thing is so long. I forget how long that is. It's actually perfectly timed for that little countdown, though, so that's good. How is it going, you guys? Happy 2020. It's been, well, it was December last time we talked and did an RC Conspiracy. We changed the time and the day to accommodate our friends who have a live stream on Monday, and we have, in fact, 11 Charlies in the house right now. Green Frog, all the guys are in the house. But we had conflicting times, and so I said, you know what, I can move, like Monday Night Football anyway. I've been missing it. So, yeah. But we're here. We're going to talk about some conspiracies, and you guys know I love you, because what I really wanted to do tonight was cancel and start working on the beast. Just flexing this thing here. The Primal RC Ram-inator is in the house. It's wanting to be built. And, yeah, conspiracies abound right there. The big boy. But, not really going to talk about that. Not many conspiracies to go there, except they do have like some version 2 stuff in this one, which is pretty cool. Really excited about getting that one out for you guys. I know it's not one of them that most people are going to get, but it's one that, you know, you guys know I love RC monster trucks. So this is like the piece de la resistance or whatever I jacked that up. But anyway, yeah, the Ram-inator is here, and it's the one that the monster truck guys want and I wanted, and it made its way here, and I'm so stoked about that. So let's talk about what we're going to be talking about tonight. A couple things we've got going on that I want to get to. You guys know how we do. We like to talk about a few things. Shameless plugs. While my battery's charged, that's my podcast, guys. If you're not subscribed, it's really easy to do. You can get them on iPhone in the podcast app. You can get it on Google. You should be able to get it in Spotify, but you can get it on Podbean. All the different places that podcasts are, it should be there, hopefully. Or I didn't do something right. There's always that chance. But, yeah, so we've got the podcast, and we've got apparel. Found out some of you guys have some stuff that's really cool to hear. Sweatshirts and different things have been ordered, and that's awesome. RC Conspiracy stickers. I still want to get this one for myself, this kind of crazy one that's like massive print across the whole shirt, but I haven't done that yet. And then, of course, there is the RC Conspiracies page, where you guys put a whole bunch of stuff on there that I had not been able to get to for a while because I was out of the country. I was in Pat's channel's neck of the woods for a little while there. I wish I could have got together with them. I actually even had a dinner scheduled to go meet Jason Dearden of Arma, and my schedule said, nope, we hate you, and you're going to work 16 hours. No, I was there for work, and work stuff came up, and we decided we were going to move some things around to do an evening shoot. So, but yeah, the Ram-inator's here. It's been a little bit of a wait. I saw it at the Digger's Dungeon almost 8 months ago, and have wanted it ever since. And so it's here. I didn't get the 4-wheel steer, but I just saw Kevin Talbot and Pat running with 4 steer on the controller, and I was like, shoot, I should have got it. Immediately wanted it. And, yeah, so I didn't get it. Shen RC is in here. RC Propaganda Trail Critter. James Price. Hey, James, I got the package, man. Thank you so much. Sway bars and some swag for SMT10. Got an SMT10 build coming for you guys. And this is all I'm gonna show you guys about that is this. This is my little teaser. So this is the special truck. It's gonna be a special build from the kit. And that kit is coming after the Primal RC build, of course. You got to put things in order, right? Priorities. We've all got priorities. But Pat, man, yeah, he's saying that they're gutted. We couldn't hang out. Man, I would have loved to go and bash where they bash and just launch stuff. I would have gone and bought something and launched it to the moon just to do it. But, yeah, we worked like straight every day. The day we had off, we drove for 6 hours up to Edinburgh. And what a beautiful city that is. So, work calls, and that happens to me. That's what I do. I travel. I'm a video producer, so I travel for work. Do mainly international video stuff, and so when I get called, I'm gone. But I've got a list of things here. Sharpie. Got to do it punk rock set style, A list of things that I do want to talk about and get to. So we do have the page here, and you guys have put some cool stuff on here while I was gone. And Francois had RC Sparks himself show up at his live stream. To me, this thing looks cool. All the gears that they use to make stuff happen blows my mind. To me, it's like, hey, we're going to build an RC car. And they're like, well, what's the easy way to do it? Like, who cares? Let's find the hardest way to make all of this work, and let's do it that way. That's what it seems like when I look at how many gears they put into things. But it's amazing. I like this Volvo hauler. I don't normally like a lot of their stuff. And I was in a hobby shop in Edinburgh, and they had a lot of Tamiya stuff, and I only like the realistic looking stuff. So, RC RC Master, can we see what you've done in Scotland for work? In a few months, it will be on TV. So I think in June is when it airs, somewhere like that. May I'll let you know when it does. Cool stuff with a musician, beautiful views. There's a couple pictures of some of the shots that we'd set up, interviews in that, overlooking Edinburgh. I think on my Instagram, my personal one, just my name. I'm really interested in this, the 5T race that is, or not race, but they took it through the, what's it called? The big race, the Mint 400, is it? They did it with the Low C5. Anyway, my Low C5 is looking sweet. I've got it tuned up, got the pipe on it, and Gravedigger body now, custom painted on eBay. Looks amazing. So I'm just going to roll through some of these things. There's a lot of things to get to, and I want to get to some of the comments, too, that you guys have, because, RC Conspiracies, I don't know where we're going to go this year. I'm actually surprised at how much stuff came out after I thought, everything's ramping up for Christmas sales. Well, guess what? It wasn't. Now they've hit us with a ton of stuff in January, and I'm like, well, this stinks because I'm not doing any RC Conspiracies right now. Pat's channel, I was working with a guy, his name was Steph McLeod, and he does Celtic worship stuff. It was really cool. Michael Lucre is here. JT, welcome, guys. So that was posted tomorrow. There's gonna be Low C5T 2.0 conquers the Mint, and that's gonna be amazing. You guys have posted a lot of your videos, which have been cool. This one was leaked early and nobody jumped on it really. I tried, I believed it because of the logoing on it and the packaging, and then it came out 3 weeks later or something. But this was a cool spot that somebody had of this Axial SCX24, which is, that platform, I really love it. So I kind of wish I hadn't bought the one that I had, the 76 Ford one that I got, the Charisma. Now that these sweet trucks are out, that's a different story. But these things run awesome. Lots of hop-ups now coming out for the SCX24 line. That's one of the things on my list. I'm doing good. I made a list so I can check stuff off on it and look professional. Here we go. You guys can watch me do it even. Did I get in the shot? I think I failed it. Oh, man. But, yeah, so the small stuff the big stuff's been really cool. The small stuff's been really excellent as well. And Axial, I'm digging these things. The worm drive gears in it are really cool. And, Axial's been just bringing some stuff out, and that's just cool to see from them. I mean, the detail on it looks great. It's a Chevy. Some people like the bow ties. Some people prefer the Fords. So, and then others say that Fords are always being towed everywhere. See, I like the grill on the gray one, but I like how much the green one pops. If I'm doing videos and I'm being honest, I want my trucks to pop well on video. So, and I like the logoing that they've done with that old school Axial faded look on there. What do you guys think about the 24 scale? That's my RC says I have dibs on that too with the local hobby shop. I owned 2 SCX24s now. So do I. Tony's going pro on us. What's Trail Critter talking about? Trail Critter, what you talking about? Rumor or new XO1, or will it just be a different color body? JTRC, what do you know, man? So there's one rumor, there's all this stuff hitting, and there was one thing, January came and went, and I teased something that I'd heard from a reputable source who's still very reputable, and he said that there was possibly what Red Cat did with the Gen 8, they were going to do to the ground pounder and put awesome reef servos in it and brushless systems and all that into their solid axle monster truck and do an upgrade, and that would be amazing. And it didn't happen. So I almost bought another. I've been missing my Red Cat. So I went pro with my list. It's my set list. It's like Green Day or something. It's sitting on the stage down here where you guys can't see it, but I can see it, and I know what my next song or topic is going to be. I know how to do. Don't you worry. Now, so yeah, they have the cool stuff, and then Kyosho's like, yeah, well, we're pretty cool too. And they came out with an 18th scale Jimny. Actually, it went the other way around. They released this, and then Axial was like, hold your horses. We got some cool stuff. But these are hard bodies, different ballpark, super scale. The realism on the Jimny is just fantastic. For an 18th scale truck, what are you guys thinking about these things? Mid-February, that's my RC says. That's when the SCX24 is coming out. There you go. Do you think the coronavirus is going to hold that up at all? Matthew Shiver, what's my favorite RC car? I just answered that on my podcast yesterday. Or no, was it this morning? It was this morning. I just answered that on my podcast and on Instagram. So why not do it on YouTube? You guys are like the main group of people. So my favorite RC is my Losi 5T. All of that can change at any moment, you know, guys, you know, lists and things, you know, I don't know. Probably my second favorite is the ZRD by Freestyle RC. That's just a really awesome 1/10 scale monster truck. And then the third thing that I might like on my list would be the Losi DBX LE 2.0. I really liked the first one. The second one has been mad awesome. The power upgrades with the motors and all that that thing just rips. So yeah, super tough. But you know, things get knocked off the top all the time. You know, get in there, batter up, and just knock it out of the park. I'm thinking I've got a new number one coming in the next week or two once that thing gets put together. And I'm not very technically savvy on like build stuff. So as soon as Jeremy can get over here and make sure everything I did was right, we'll get this thing running. Hey, Axiomatic is in the house. You guys are going way too fast for my reading skills. I need where are my spectacles? These are not my spectacles. These are I probably was working on something, and so I have my safety glasses up here. But I do have these are my computer glasses that I have to wear. And they're on crooked right now. So that's pretty cool. Yeah. So JP Slayer, it's a huge axle. It's a Ram-inator axle. Yeah, so you could do curls with that. My kids were blown away about the weight of it. But yeah, this Jimny, I don't know, like part of me really wants it, and part of me is like, I'm happy with the FCX24s for just kind of like beaten up. These are almost too nice. It's like my Mini Zs. I hate driving them and crashing them because I hate to break the bodies. So, yeah. Shen RC says, make sure you use thread locker. Oh, yeah, man. Past channel, thank you. I did watch all the videos, so that helped. And they actually have most of it ready. Just take the screws out, put them back in place. The main thing is the brake wires. And even with bikes, I raced bikes for 10 years. I hated dealing with the stupid wires for brakes. So, yeah. Honey Walnut, man, I know you're in Hampton. We got to get together and run. And I can crush your Mad Van with the Primal RC Ram-inator. That'd be a pretty fun day. JP Slayer says, thanks for putting on glasses to read my comment. Yeah, Mini Z is cool, but they won't run anything like the SCX24. Yeah, I think their look is going to be awesome. I don't know. I mean, it looks like there's so many things available for them. I don't know. It's hard to say. This is the one that I really like, and it's the 24 scale. The Toyota 4Runner. Super sick. In fact, this website's pretty cool. I mean, they nailed it. Check out the American Spirit. We've got like deserts and Miami and this place with that long road that goes to the mountains. You've seen it before. America. Oh my gosh. I'm in a good mood. I have the Ram-inator came in the mail today. So this is actually something that I am looking to get. Because I've wanted to do the pulling for a long time. Not like competition pulling. That stuff's just way too mad crazy. So what I want is to do like the trail truck pulling. And so this Intimidator sled is cool because, you know, once you get the weight all the way up and it drives for so long, it literally locks the wheels up. So it's going to burn up people's motors, and you're going to have like a smoke fest, and the visuals are just going to be amazing. And so I feel like I should get this and get a whole bunch of people together and do some video stuff with it. So all right, he says I'm more than capable. Good. I figured out the problem with my Michigan Ice Monster. I had two problems to overcome with it. First, I smoked my motor almost when I started up and tried to drive it. The front wheels wouldn't move. So I reversed the motors, and it kind of moved. So I reversed it again because it was now fighting itself. And it would not drive, I'll tell you what. And then I started seeing smoke, and so I stopped it. And somebody put a screw that was too long in the axle, and it was actually hitting the gears inside. But, you know, I figured it out. I'm rocking it these days. I'm like if you guys need RCs built, I'm the guy to call. Honey Walnut, my neighbors are going to love the Ram-inator sound. They really don't mind. You know, we've got, you know, the Second Amendment going on all the time around here. And so, you know, it'll just cover up some of the gunshots with that little brap going on. So Green Frog RC, TTC would be cool. That's exactly what I'm talking about, man. Some TTC action and just destroying some stuff. Have a few different classes based on the cars, and just go for it. So I do have some plans. There is a race, the Ram-inator. I really wanted to get one in this batch, and I'd been talking about it on some of the live streams that we've been doing. I was looking at it, and would you look at it? Just look at it. And I was just looking at it, and I was like, man, I wonder how many are left. And so I emailed them, and they said, not many. And I said, ooh, okay. And then I talked to my accountant, and, you know, bada boom, bada bing. Here it is. So, yeah, there's a race coming up in Richmond that they're going to be racing these at, and I wanted to have one for that because I wanted to race in that. But it sounds like there might also be another one going on in Orlando at the same time, and so we'll see if I can't get in with that one and some trucks in there. But I've been talking with the guys with Primal now about all this stuff, and so super excited about it. And lots of stuff that I want to get to this year, and it'd be awesome to take this with me, kind of be a showpiece for the channel a little bit. So I got a clear body with it. I'm thinking, like, I was trying to figure out what I want to do. There's not a whole lot of Ram monster trucks, and so that's all the bodies that are really available for it now. And I've reached out to people to see if they'd make me a mold for like Son of a Digger or something that I would really want, you know, Grave Digger, but really Son of a Digger is what I want. And I haven't heard back from anybody, so I might just, you know, take matters in my own hands and try and make one. But there are a couple ones. There's a diesel one that I just saw that was awesome. It's like Extreme Diesel or something like that. It looked awesome. And I forgot that there was Backdraft was a Ram as well. It was a Dodge Ram. And then there was one other one I found. Rampage, old school. So anyway, and that one's already red, and so is Backdraft. So then you just have to get stickers printed, which makes it easy. But I'm thinking, I saw that comment about the van. This is good. We'll get there. I'm proud to be a van owner, minivan owner these days. But I lost my train of thought. Thank you, Trail Critter. Man, you guys. Gosh. I don't even remember what I was talking about now. I'm going to have to wait for you guys to tell me what I just forgot about. Oh, yeah. So I just have to get stickers for it. But I'm trying to decide, do I do like, I could maybe make a zombie or something that's, you know, because I could melt the front end some and then, you know, get vinyl wrap for the whole thing for zombie and kind of make it look cool. and like deformed on the front by melting. Or I could just do a sticker bomb 3.0 with the clear one, do the flames, green flames on the front to black, and then do like just sticker bomb the whole back end of it again, like 2.0. It's kind of what I'm leaning toward, having like my own truck. So let me, Ice Cream Man is a Ram. That's true. It does fit in the van, Trail Critter, or it will. That should not be a problem. So I am excited about that. My minivan, my Kia Sedona 2009, will rep that thing all day long. Passion, I was just watching that video with Kev jumping it at the track and showing how he did all the stuff, and it looked really cool. So I need to go back and finish watching it. RC Wizard made his own body, Pat, and I was going to reach out to him about making me one, so I'll see, because he made a huge vacuum form to be able to do that. So, ShinRC, no melting, please. Wouldn't even really need to melt it, because you just do it with the vinyl to make it look all deformed. But I'd probably take like a trash can or something. It's really thick stuff. You could just hit it just lightly, just get a little heat near it and just kind of bend it around. But anyway, Jeremy Smith says sticker bomb it. I'm kind of leaning there, like go my own way. Maybe one day I'll have my own monster truck called Sticker Bomb. Oh, they probably wouldn't allow it because it has the name Bomb in it. That's the dumb thing. I try not to even say that in YouTube anymore, like in the titles. How's it going, Filthy Co? RC Fest Studio Productions is here. He's got a cool looking event. I was just reading all the competitions that they have set up for that thing. RC Fest X, I think is what it is. Looked really cool. Really cool. Up in Illinois. There's posts for it on a bunch of the groups on Facebook. So some of you guys have probably seen it announced. I don't know what I meant. Oh, yeah, the polling sled. So, yeah, back to the TTC. I'm interested in this for those reasons, but also because the old school monster trucks in the 80s, early 90s used to pull these things, unhook them, and then do the rest of their run. And so I think that's a pretty cool thing. To do these with the retros would be pretty killer. We did it one time, and then nobody else wanted to do it again. But I kind of like it. So maybe I'd have my own little fun times with it. We've already been doing racing in the front yard with my boys and stuff. So we've got the Traxxas timing system, which I may upgrade that this year to something a little bit more stout as far as the timing system goes. But anyway, that was one of the updates. I can cross off my list. Oh, I got two things to cross off. I'm making progress. We're like more than no, we're just less than halfway. Dang it. I need to take that back. XPD Extreme. Yeah, that's what I was talking, Midget Man. That thing looks sick with the yellow and the I love the look of it. I could have guessed Sticker Bomb the red one. Dominic Mann says they've already used the trailer. It's fun. That's cool. Fog City's in the house. Sorry, guys. This isn't really conspiracies as much as me just seeing everybody in the channel again. That's cool. Very cool. Thank you guys for the likes as well. So, okay. So this is one that I'm interested in. This is one I'm getting. Unless somebody convinces me not to right now in like the next minute. I should have said 10 seconds because there's probably a delay and I would have been free. Home free at that point. But the DR10 drag race car RTR. So this is something from Team Associated I am really interested in. And I kind of thought it was coming when I saw that everybody building them from the other vehicles that they had, which were like the MT10s. Not the MT10. What was it? Such an idiot. Like they're two-wheel drive, like desert-looking. These things, the trophy rat rods, the DB10 and such. They were building them from. No prep drag car. So I'd probably change out the body. But I mean, it already comes with things that you would want anyway. The wheelie bar, the wheels, all that kind of stuff. You could get your own body and put it on there. So that's good. They said that there's already some that are compatible with it. And so you wouldn't have to have one that everybody else has, which is cool. Just show up and run it. RC Fest, I'm not going to convince you not to have fun. JP Slayer is, though. He's a drag, man. Don't get it. Oh, he's kidding. So part of it is I know a girl whose husband works there, who I work with. The work I've been doing, contract work, has been with them. And the first time I met her, she came up and punched me and called me a traitor. I'm like, what the heck? And then I realized what happened, and she'd been on my Instagram feed because somebody told her I was into RC cars, and her husband works at Team Associated, and I had like Traxxas, and everybody else says cars, and she didn't see anything from Team Associated. So anyway, this is ready to run. Here's some of the specs on it, you guys. So there's a brushless motor in it. It's based on the 9-time Roar National Champion short course race truck platform. 3-position wheelie bar, high torque metal gear, Reedy servo, lots of Reedy stuff, 3300 kV brushless motor. They've come out with their own drag tires and 2.6-to-1 ratio gearbox, whatever. Lots of cool stuff. What we just want to see is that we want to see it drive. So smoke those tires and let it rip down. So speaking of drag race stuff, I don't know if you guys listen to the Tim Smith podcast. But he was getting into it with some guys recently in the whole racing. The TSR Speed Shop, his last one is called The Fallout. And they go into some of the things that they had with timing systems and all that. And, you know, because they're going for top speeds, right? So if they're not getting top speed, or, you know, they think the timing systems are cheating the times, you know, they're going to get into it with each other. It's, you know, it's a big game. And they don't want to be gamed. So if you haven't listened to it, it's pretty wild. RC Master, let's show that. Due to him not having YouTube content, none of yours has been in my spam stuff, I don't believe, man. But I have been having some people get into spam messages, and I just go ahead and put whitelist or whatever they call it. RC Fest, yeah, Tim is the man. He could go quick. That is for sure. Anyway, so that's a look at the Team Associated DR10. Glad that they got that out. Harley and them were just building them, the no prep ones. And so then seeing this come out is just super sick to see. We get some of these photos maybe in here. Can we blow up? Their website's kind of weird. Just open a new page and I can't like scroll through them. But yeah, it looks all right. I was trying to see what the layout looks like under the hood as far as the components inside. Here we go. So it looks a lot like my RC10 110 scale buggy as far as layout of it is. Bigger, of course, but interesting. I like it. Simple, easy to work on. Looks all right. Stock body's not too bad. Team Associated did something else, though. Made a cheater truck for everybody that has an element. Get this independent front suspension conversion kit and dominate the world. Maybe gain some scale points, maybe. If the real trucks have scale independent suspension. I don't know. Anyway, looks pretty cool in action. They were having all this video stuff with it. I like the way that it handles with the independent suspension. Not something I'm going to get. I might still, I'm looking at the Enduro as a trail truck, but I still literally haven't. It does have a gyro, Trash Can Ninja. You're right. That'd have to be turned off. But yeah, I do like how it handles. It looks cool. Not my thing. I still haven't driven my Capri yet, which is a shame. Jeremy and I need to get out with those things. We've both just been super busy, though. RC Propaganda says it's cool. He would try it someday. I wouldn't be opposed to trying it. Oh, Drifto dropping the teaser. Trax is due to drop 3 new releases this year. 4S/4x4 or Rally. That is needed. There we go. Or to be a speed monster. I'm thinking a Rally to be a speed monster. That would be pretty epic. The Slash is such a, great platform. It'd be pretty cool to see it do 4S. Jeremy says it will also go on the SCX10 too. Oh, okay. That's good to know. I'm guessing that Traxxas has more than 3 new releases this year, but 3 coming up soon would be pretty cool. Juicebox says too fast. Yeah, man. Get out the way, right? I'm going to bring you to the Horizon Hobby RC Fest this year. I'm going to bring you some shin guards, man. The Overland doesn't interest me at all. I like their old 6x6 better. I mean, the bed's kind of cool. I think the best 6x6s, honestly, are the Cross RC ones. And now that they've got that 6x6 6-wheel steer, that's really crazy. Independent suspension all around. But you got to build it. And that's where I can't keep up, man. I can't keep up with everything here and building a whole bunch of stuff. Trying to read some of the comments here really quick. Let's jump to the comments and see what people are saying in here. We haven't done that yet. RC Propaganda says he needs more funds and room to even store new RC trucks. I hear that. I started just building more shelves on top of shelves. Team Associates said we just need a 3D printed part to be able to fit it. Okay. I just got rid of my 3D printer, traded it for a Tamiya, a bullhead. I know. Gosh. My gosh. Why do I keep buying retro clodbusters? Can't help myself. Juicebox says he's waiting for Axial to build a hard body rig. I'm waiting for Axial to take that 6x6 and turn it into a true military vehicle, and then I'll buy it. I like how it works. Keep it simple. Just make it look sweet. Hard body would be awesome on top of that too, with opening doors. All right, Pat's, man, late night there, man. Thanks for tuning in, Pat. Axiomatic. He can see his words on the screen. He's geeking out. $11 Charlie, need an assistant, Tony. Yeah. I mean, literally, I keep lifting up this axle because I keep reminding myself, don't go too late. Don't go too long. You still have, the night is young and you can build. But I spent 6 hours the other night building the Michigan Ice Monster, and then another hour or two trying to fix up some stuff that was wrong with it. All right. Oh, Drifto's got a dangerous challenge coming out. Foundry RC's in the house. Juicebox, Traxxas Semi. They better do that. Traxxas, if you're listening to this, make us a semi truck that we can have and drive. And then you have enough switches on your controllers. We don't even need the sticky things. We can just drive it like a normal RC car. Don't need the sticks. You got all the flippy switches for lights and horns and all that kind of stuff. Just do it. You know you want to, Traxxas. Exploded RC. Traxxas should come out with a 1/24th crawler. Oh, man. That would upset the 24 scale world. That would be conspiracy theories right there. Just trying to really get in every little market. Ooh, Christopher James spent the last 5 hours cutting carbon fiber. Oof. Ouch. I did get some carbon fiber tube to put in the top bar of my Kraton 8S. So I did look at my Kraton 8S. I took a straight bar to the bottom of it, and it does the slightest bit go away at the very back. Probably not even a millimeter away from the ruler. So I don't know if it's like that to begin with, so there might be a slight, but I've been sending it, and so for that little bit, I'm not worried about that. I probably have been other ones. I just haven't looked at them because, until this, latest stuff, there hasn't been a reason to look at them. But all my other metal chassis, I never really look at. I am going to probably order the M2C chassis though, because I do want to try and jump the fence. So things could get wicked. Because on the other side of the fence, I realize is a tree, a big tree. So I'll probably move the jump a little bit to the side to avoid the tree, but keep it in the same spot. Just slide it over a couple feet. But I do want to try and make it over the fence. Honey Walnut, everything's going IFS now, independent front suspension watch. TRX24, Bull Gear, trademark that. It's probably already trademarked. They're smart. They got it right on the TRX6. Claude Black edition looks nice. Claude Busted showed it on his channel. I almost got it. The sale on those is so good. And the Black edition Claude Buster, if you want one, the price is better than the regular ones, and it looks like 10 times better if you like black, and I like black. So trying to go back through some of the comments here. I missed so many because it's rolling, but yeah, right now portals and independent front suspension is going crazy right now. They even Vanquish now has them for their rigs, the portal axles. They just kind of announced those. So 2020, the year of the 1/24th. Yeah, Juicebox says TRX24 could be dangerous. And Castle's back. So there's a couple things. Couple things we asked about earlier. Castle is back. They have a brand new 5th scale motor. I think, I won't out it, but somebody's going to try and put one of those into a system, and it'll be pretty cool. Also, HPI, we're starting to see a lot from their social media is up and running a lot. Daily almost, we're getting posts from them. So that's really good to see. Scott Myback, has anybody put tracks on the TRX6 yet? Oh, that's an interesting thought. I have not seen that yet. All right. Mute myself and take a quick drink here. The ice is going to be really noisy. Don't need to ASMR that. Oh, maybe we do. Here we go. A little bit of ASMR drinking. Coke Zero. Refreshing. Axiomatic HPI will rise like the phoenix. Oh boy, do I hope so. Okay, so a couple of things. RC Conspiracies. We talked about HPI. And so we talked about them. Cross RC, we didn't talk about this. This is their TC6 coming soon. 6x6, 6-wheel steer, I believe. on that guy all over the YouTubes. They're like YouTube stars now, Team Corelli is. Went from nobody to kind of famous. Hey, look, we're live. I didn't spell that right, but it doesn't matter. All right, Killer Off-Road Hobbies. This was actually a really great bash he did with it, 4S6S. He had a couple of issues with it on early ones, but OMGRC, Killer Off-Road Hobbies. JT has one. Deontay has one. Team Corelli probably has a few. Big Squid got one. Oh, here's JT's, the Dementor. Jeremy wasn't there. Sorry, Juicebox. You were missed in this video. Pythons, Dementors, they're all over. But here's when we asked what they are. So this is 3 months ago. We were asking about it. And if they would come to America, and they did. Thanks to HRP, Hobby Recreation Products. Coming to a hobby store near you. But what will part support be like? That's the one question mark, right? But I think the competition brings good things, so I'm all for competition. I do think it's kind of weird naming conventions for their cars, but other than that, I need to watch more of these videos. I was in the UK when all of these came out. Literally, like, HRP is like, hey, we're distributing on them. And it's like, hey, videos are starting to show up on YouTube. It's like they had the boxes already ready in the US. They announced it, and they were in hobby shops, and people were buying them. And so I'm watching over in the UK like, what is going on with Team Corelli? And this is what's going on. RC Hobby Explosion with Team Corelli. So, yeah, interesting stuff. Foundry RC would love for HPI to make a comeback. I think so, too. They had the best bashers. Jeremy is saying SMT10 by far. What is he talking about? I want to know. Okay, which is the best solid axle? SMT10, HL150, or ground pounder? SMT10. The HL150 is faster. Out of the box, brushed. I actually have. So, I'm trying to make my HL150 kind of be race capable and see what I can do with it. And so I've widened out the axles on it. I've removed shocks. I think I put a diff locker in the rear, which that made it insanely stupid. Like, the power that it has is too much. And I think I changed the radio. If I haven't changed the radio, I'm going to change it over to my Spectrum system. But I think I did already. And I just got Jason Saunders, who made the chassis. We're calling it the Hacksaw chassis because that's what his son calls it. And it's because he basically cuts them by hand, the metal side plates for it and chassis plates, and built this for me. You know, everything done by hand, drilling it out, whatever. No CNCing on this thing. And it's an amazing chassis. I absolutely love it and the way that it handles. But he made me a mount to put the servo on axle, which is going to change everything because they run it like 100 different ways and around the back door and up through the upstairs and then back down to the servo. And so every little bump has all this play without the servo being able to tell it to stay straight. But when you're going to mount it right on the axle straight up like this, it's going to make a big difference. So he made that plate for me, and he just is shipping it back. So that's going to change things a lot. But the SMT10 is just, it's a really cool platform for sure, which is why I have so many of them. And again, for those of the people that missed it, here's a teaser for my build that I'm doing. That's all you get to see. That's going to be my SMT10 build for my truck. That's the wrap I have to put on. Wrapping trucks is no fun. Net Cruisers helping out Pilot Ryan Media. Axiomatic says Team Corelli came out of nowhere. Tons of buns, right? Buns. Gosh. Why do I say stupid things? Tons of buzz is what he said. And I slaughtered it. Back to the chat. Honey Walnut sold his HL150. It just didn't feel right. It does some cool stuff. Oh, people are guessing. It's just the most. It was the most capable solid axle as far as just fun factor out of the box. At the time, and now Axial has stepped up their game on their motor and electronics and all that in there to make theirs a little better. But yeah, people are saying fire, team fire, zombie fire, fire. So son of a devil, SCXRC. Sean's Adventure. Talk to whomever you know at Traxxas and tell them we want a TRX6. The only person that I know at Traxxas is, hold on, I gotta go to my messages. This could suck. I could totally bomb on this. You guys might hate me. Don't hate me. It was Traxxas Taylor. And he told me to take down the Snap-on picture that I posted way early on. And I did, but everybody else had already grabbed it, and it was everywhere. So that cat was not going back. That rabbit was not going back in the hat. That's the only contact I have at Traxxas. I'm not that connected. I don't go reaching out to companies in general. You know, I'm a pretty shy guy when it really comes down to it. So, Trash Can Ninja's asking if it's the earthquake. I'm not going to tell. You guys have to wait and find out. That's not all of it. Ram-inator truck name, tons of buns. Team Corelli, tons of buns. Monster truck. But yeah, so I don't go reaching out to them. I don't try and like, hey, even when stuff breaks, I don't go to them and ask them to replace it. I just go and buy something, replace it myself. Typically, I don't like having to do that. I hate going back to stores to try to return things. It's just not like my personality wise is like, yeah. Sean, if I email him back, I'm going to send him my picture of that Optimus Prime semi truck and be like, make this. We want this, not Snap-on. We want a semi truck ready to run. That shoots flames out of the pipes. It wasn't a cease and desist. It was actually a really nice, it was a nice note. But somehow they found out that I was posting it, and they found out quick. So maybe they do watch us. Maybe they are out there. I don't know. Probably not. When you're the host of RC Conspiracies and the conspiracies are about you. There was that time, though, with the Creighton 8S, right? Where I was already, like, creeping in on something happening, and then I got a letter saying, that they would make one available to me the week before it came out, but I couldn't talk about it. Then it got awkward. That got awkward. Not going to lie. But, still completely honest about the trucks. I felt like it was a little bit underpowered for what people thought. That I was a little bit shocked it didn't wheelie out of the box. But a lot of that stuff you figure you can do. And, they're putting warranties like crazy on these things. And they just got to, for their own sake, make it so that when somebody buys their 6-year-old kid a Creighton 8S, he doesn't kill something or himself. See you, Mick. Traxxas guy equals your biggest fan. Yeah, Traxxas did get a hold of them. But I'm not like, I don't know. I understand like theirs was a bit much bigger deal with their videos, and they were doing a video that was not even about a Traxxas. It was about something that was kind of like a knockoff. And actually there is, if you go back in the history of Traxxas, there is an S-Max truck. And so this little S-Max, like the small Max or whatever they were calling it, probably did infringe on some stuff. So I kind of get that a little bit more, and they were asking him not to do it. But I'm not one to say that I don't want to. Sorry, I got some text messages making sure they're not like my feed is blowing up. Oh, okay. Jeremy's saying the 6x6. All right, we can do that. Jeremy's texting me. Juicebox, they were always watching. Honey Walnut says the Ram-inator needs to be a CCxRC truck. Yeah. So again, I'm not against any companies. You know, some companies do ask you to, you know, they don't ask you to do reviews, but they'll make it available as a views. And so it kind of scratches each other's backs a little bit, but there's non-NDAs and all that kind of stuff. But it didn't say anywhere, because this blew up on Facebook the other day. And it does not say that you can't be negative in your review about it. It just says that you can't talk about it until it's released. And so that's just a point of clarification. But I try to make a point to not like beat up any of the companies, you know, because I like Traxxas cars. I like Horizon product cars. Cross RC is interesting to me. Don't have one yet, but sounds like we'll be getting one soon. Yeah, so it's just like, don't buy this or buy this unless it's like just so terrible. Like then you say it's just awful. But I don't try and say that's the best thing ever or whatever. You know, I list some of my favorites, and you'll know my favorites because you'll see me use them a lot. So yeah. After what Voss revealed about Crate 8S early edition, do you think yours is also weaker than retail? I just said mine may have the smallest little bow to it. I wouldn't even call it bend because you can't see it. It looks straight when you look at it. But if you do put a hard edge on it, and I can't really tell where to do the hard edge either, there's the slightest, like maybe a millimeter by the back you get of a bow, but it's next to nothing. And I've been launching it. Now, I think the thing that they've been saying that they didn't account for was maybe landing into the face of a jump or on like curved surfaces when you land into it, and it, you know, you're not landing on a flat surface, but if it's a curved jump and you land and it spreads over it like this, and it'll cause it to push in. You know, I don't know what the variables are. I do know that they were jumping, and some of these guys are jumping them huge and landing on stuff like that, or into a jump, because it happened to our See You Next Tuesday as well, when they crashed in the backside of that jump. So, but I haven't done that yet, and I've landed on the backs of jumps normal. I've landed on flat ground, and mine's been awesome. Like, I just headed out the other day and having a blast with it. I did break the wing mount. The wing mount wasn't that expensive to fix. Already ordered a new one and lost it, so that's cool. I've been looking for it tonight because I do want to fix it. But what I want to see from Traxxas is I want to see a monster truck, solid axle, Bigfoot, big. I want a big Bigfoot, and like real 10 scale size. If you're going to do 10 scale, I'd love to see it bigger, but 10 scale would fit in our racing scheme. And I'd like to see the semi truck. I really would. I think it'd be awesome. It's different. There's not many RTR semi trucks on the market that you can pick up, and the ones from Tamiya, if you get them already built, like when I was in Edinburgh, there's like 1,000 pounds. So, yeah. But those are what I want. So I hope they are listening. And you guys say that you want those same things too in the comments. Come on, help me out here. Make them think that the world wants these things. They really don't, do they? But yeah, so I don't have any issues with them. TRX4, I did actually just give mine away to somebody who lost their truck, and I hadn't run it in a while. It wasn't because it wasn't an awesome truck. I just have too many, and the Capra is kind of the direction I want to go with my crawling stuff. So, yeah. Two UDR axles on a ladder chassis. Right? There you go. What's going on, Ethan? We just talked about the hacksaw and how awesome it handles. I just need to get a new servo horn for it because that cheap plastic one with the Eco Power did not take me landing on that front wheel weird with the weighting that it has. SCX plastic is your friend. I agree. I don't know why so many people think that going metal with everything is super cool. I think plastic is your friend, especially when it's like RPM style. That stuff makes it super durable. Let me see if there was anything else I was going to talk about. I already kind of mentioned I was going to talk about the ground pounder, but that's one thing that I think could really and deserves an upgrade, especially the new Red Cat upgrade with that new logo they've got. They need to put that energy of that new Red Cat into a new ground pounder and get that updated and back to market. RC propaganda depends on the spots, but yeah, like plastic arms and such like that. I mean, yeah. The things that I like that have metal chassis typically aren't bashers, though. Other than the Arma, they have metal. But a lot of my other ones are plastic. Net Cruiser, they would have to make a new axle and new hubs for the axles. So they could use it maybe for a rear axle, but they'd have to probably mount up a new front axle. At Drifto, I did respond to his chassis comment. Unless there was another one. Oh, I think it's the same ones as the retail because ours were part of the retail market ones that came out. So they came off the truck or the ship, and they shipped out some of them. Like I said, we paid, and they just shipped them from their warehouse, but it was out of the same stock. So they are working on upgrades. I know that. That's the one thing about Arma is they do listen. That's why they're on version 4 of their other vehicles, is that, there are only so many variables that they test. And then even if they test them, that doesn't mean when they go to production that the companies aren't going to screw them when they go into mass production and change stuff up on them. It happens all the time. They change the plastics that they get from their demos. They change all kinds of stuff. So they're their hands are tied, and, once they see kind of things that are happening with the ones that do come out of the warehouse in bulk, at that point, then you kind of have to go with changes. And they've already been working on changes, I've heard, that they want to implement. And so I think it's going to be something that we can even get for the current ones to help, like the top brace and stuff like that. But I just ordered up a carbon fiber brace for mine. It was like 2 of them for $20. So actually, I have an extra one for somebody local that has a Crate 8S that I can give them. And you just cut it and put it on the... you just slide it over the existing bar to stiffen it up even more. So yeah, but it's not a, a noticeable bow to mine. It's the slightest, which I would probably guess that I have on some of my other vehicles, maybe even my DBXLE, but I actually have never until this time put anything on mine to check them because they just look straight and I just run them. And so this is literally the first time I've ever put a ruler across one of my chassis. So it's just kind of weird. But it's not something where I look at it and be like, oh my gosh, it's been great. I ran it yesterday and launched it. Handles super great once you put a bigger pinion in. And I've actually got 2 pinions here. This is the 25T mod one. And I like what they've done with these where they've notched them to fit on their motor shaft. And yeah. So I'm hoping this will put me over the fence. Literally. But I've literally not really had any issues with mine to speak of. What I've done is I've jumped it at Ipswich. I hit it into a tree. And then I've taken it to Digger's Dungeon and launched it off their big jumps there. And then I've been sending it off my send it ramp like crazy. And I've done a few tumbles with it pretty good. But haven't stuffed it into anything like into another jump. But mine's looking pretty good still. So I might, who knows? I may bend it trying to jump the fence because it's going to be doing stupid stuff with it, trying to do it. And, I'm willing to buy the M2C for it because I just like the way that it handles. Like in the air, I have so much control over it. I'm loving it. It still doesn't make my top 3, but, I've got the X-Max, which I haven't driven in probably a year, the DBXLE2, the 8S. I have the American Force, which I'm afraid to drive because it's like all the upgrades. It's got the really nice aluminum lower and upper arms, front and rear, that are the aluminum Chaos ones, as well as the towers, the shock towers. It looks just immaculate. Carbon fiber chassis plates. It's probably a $1,200 truck with all the upgrades that it has on it. So I'm a little terrified to jump it because it's not going to bend like I'm used to stuff bending. But, yeah. I just charged up some batteries though for my Outcast. I feel like I've been neglecting that and I want to get back out there with it. Drifter Maniac, seems odd that the Ultimate Basher company would not have tested the thing to destruction before. Yeah, the thing is that the Ultimate Basher company has a bunch of people behind it that show people that they can jump it 50 feet into the air, and that's what they want to try and do with it. And that's not what this truck would do or should do. So, or most RC cars could handle. So a lot of those guys have already souped up their 6S's and all of that with the M2C stuff as well. So I don't follow their lead when I'm jumping my stuff. I try and take a little bit of like common sense into it and knowing what investment I have into it, and I don't want to spend another $200 or $300 on it. So I jump it big, but within reason. I think it's awesome watching their stuff. I'm not saying they shouldn't be doing what they're doing. I just think that we're just giving a false promise of what to expect from any RC car when you watch YouTube. Because, I do stuff because I know I can pay to fix it with, money from YouTube. So I also try to look for breakpoints to a degree, but like with these big ones, I'm not going to try and find a breakpoint for a chassis. But again, I think that you get different parts. So you're going to get something from a manufacturer that they give you as test stuff, or you make it out of like have it CNC locally and build it. And then you say, this is what we want made, but you have to buy it in bulk. And so at that point you're in on it. So, I don't think we fully understand even the process that they have to go through to bring a product to market. And from there you have to adapt to make changes. And luckily I think that they adapt pretty well, and they're willing to take criticism and feedback and get right in with us and talk about stuff. So I do appreciate that side with Jason coming in and, trying to say, hey, yeah, we got some stuff wrong. We're working on fixing it. So I do appreciate that. Seeing that frontward facing side of the company. So Pilot Ryan Media, that's what I typically do is I try to run everything stock for a while, and then go from there. Dan Brando, solid axle Bigfoot would be from Traxxas would be awesome. I should go back to the chat here, since that's what I'm reading about. RC Propaganda has M2C on his Creighton. See, I don't have any M2C stuff. I don't do a whole lot of upgrade stuff like that with my rigs, and I've been running them, Drifter, I didn't say the Arma Army takes feedback. Those guys will destroy you in the Army. I think that the company listens to what people are saying about or showing what we do with their car and try and come out with upgrades to make it better and more accessible in some of the stuff. So they've made different versions of things. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have that kind of ability to go to Traxxas and tell them what I think about, their vehicles. And I don't think they'd listen. They wouldn't change anything. I don't think the Traxxas Slash has changed in a long, long time. Even if you have problems with drive shafts and stuff like that. But a lot of it comes down to user stuff too. So yeah, I'm not an Arma fanboy either. Like, I've had the infraction. I traded it for a pipe for my low C and some cash, which I used to buy the body for the low C. So I put that money into my low C 5T for racing. I love that car, but it's just like I didn't run it very much. I have the Sentins, which I think are amazing. The 3S Sentin for $300. It's tough to beat, even with leaky shocks. And then I got the Outcast, the anniversary edition. Never even driven a Typhon, Italian, a Creighton 6S, the 3S Typhons or anything like that. So I'm not like super well versed in it. I have nothing to, I don't owe them anything. They don't owe me anything. And, I just like big trucks. So when I knew that the big one was coming, I wanted in on it. And, knowing and seeing what I had in front of me and knowing what I would do and wouldn't do with my DBX LE, I kind of put that in the same playground because of the chassis, the wide arms, and stuff like that. I didn't put it in the same playground as the X-Max because I wasn't going to do what I would do with an X-Max to it. So, and I don't have an X-Max 8S either, so I couldn't even compare it to that. But I do love my 4S Creighton. I'm on the fence with the Max. I need to get the wide arms on it because the rolling thing's a bit of a pain. But yeah, that's the only one that I'm kind of like, I don't know what I'm gonna do with. The fans are gone on it. It overheats kind of quickly now, so I need to get new fans in that for it. But my love for the hobby really is in the monster truck. So the SMT10 coming back out is huge for me. We're going to be doing more with that. We've already done a bunch. I've got the kit to show how to put the front sway bars on. I've got we're going to go brushless, but I want people to tell me the brushless. Like I want to do a cheap brushless system that people would be looking for. And so I don't know whether it's eBay or Amazon. It doesn't have to be from one of the big companies because it's kind of like a budget build. How can we get this thing really hopping for a budget? Drifto says buy the Power Hobby single fans for the Max. All right. Drifto says the 3S armor range is very good for 320, if not unbeatable, but those shocks. Yeah. I don't think those are ones that come down to production tolerances. I think that comes down to cost and keeping it low. But I just run mine just with whatever oil's leaked out, and I still have a great time with it. Drifto, look forward to SMT mods. We don't go huge on the KVs. I just bought a 5700 kV for mine, Castle, because we only run 2S and 3S in racing, and so we just gear it. It's like 30-second runs. So that's what a lot of the guys run, are 5700. Axial says he wants to do a 24S infraction. RC propaganda. He broke another 4S chassis the other day. Wasn't even that high up. It just can't take it. That's interesting. That it hits. So, Shan, what are you saying? I finally figured out how to fix the armor leaky shocks in my last armor leaky shock fix video. Oh, wow. Hey, Chris, how's it going? I'm just getting ready to wrap up here, guys. Just trying to answer some of the last stuff in the comments. So, it wasn't that bad. It can take a lot upside down. Oh, landing upside down, it does not like. Interesting. I would think that maybe somehow the fin, landing weird on the fin, could be problematic if that transfers down to the chassis. Thanks, 11 Charlie. Yeah, you guys, if you don't mind, hit that thumbs up on the way out. Thanks for tuning in again. This has been awesome to get back. I was going to cancel it and just start working on the Ram-inator, but I was like, if I don't get started now, I don't know when I'm going to get started. I'm always going to have an excuse. I just need to get things running again. I was worried, is the system going to work again or not? Where my lighting, where is everything? How am I going to? And so just now getting through this, getting it done. I'll be sorting through the conspiracy stuff coming up again, trying to find any leads that I can on anything that may or may not be coming, big, small, new tires, new bodies, any of that kind of stuff. Crazy stuff happening. Like I said, the Tim Smith stuff. I was listening to that podcast like, whoa, what's happening in the drag race scene? Exploded RC, would I recommend the E-Revo or the Max? I would say the Max, but that's just me. Because the durability factor of the Max is insane, and I've seen quite a few issues that people have had with the E-Revo 2. They may have sorted that, I don't know, but I the people I knew had diff issues and drive shafts and different things where I haven't had anything other than the fans and my dislike for the battery tray with the Max. I mean, I can't say anything other than that negative about the way that it is, other than that it rolls over a lot. So if you get the wide kit, you should be good to go. But yeah, Shen RC, I guess we all need to check out his shock fix on his channel. He has really great tech videos and know-how way beyond my abilities with the RCs and that, what he's able to do with them. Drifto saying his infraction runs again tomorrow. He just upped the ESCs to 280 amps. He's running 12S, is it now in Drifto? I think it's 12S, the last one I saw. I've read so many different things, people saying like 14S and things in here. I'm just not remembering. Foundry, have a good night. I'm gonna enjoy this build, and I'm gonna try to at least get the axles installed tonight. And it looks pretty easy. The links are already on. It's just a few screws and stuff, bolts, and shocks should be good to go. Axiomatic, I'm going to take that low C. What's question for the caller guys in the chat? Do you recommend thread locking screws on aluminum bead locks? Ooh. Or should they just be good, well tightened, but not too tight? Good question. Hi, Michael. Axial, get angry, over passionate, and take RC to the extreme. Hate everyone who doesn't buy the brand you like. I know, Net Cruiser, if they made the Wide Max RTR, they might get my money. Yeah, to have to pay for the parts that you don't need right away to just install what you want is a bummer. So Sean's Adventure wants, again, tracks. It's a TRX6 kit. Feels like I'm reading messages to Santa Claus. Foundry, okay, thanks, man. Says he'll be up if I have any questions. So we need a Wide Max RTR Traxxas, a TRX6 kit, semi-truck, ready to run, that can pull a trailer and have a trailer ready to sell to us as well. And both an open bed and a closed box trailer. And we would also like, what was the other thing I wanted, guys? Oh, solid axle monster truck. Bigfoot. Thank you. All right, guys, have fun RCing and doing whatever it is that you're going to be doing this weekend or the rest of this week. And we will see you all on the next RC Conspiracies, which will hopefully be next week. Leave a little bit of outro here for the shameless plug to subscribe, watch other videos. You know the drill. We'll see you guys. And Santa Axiomatic would like a 164-inch crawler. Trail Critter would like a Traxxas solid axle monster truck. Shen RC would also like a solid axle monster truck. Mets would just like to have a good night and hit the like button.